A memorial service was held Friday for 2 pilots killed in a helicopter crash during the Han Kuang exercises. President Tsai Ing-wen paid her respects at the service held outside a Hsinchu hospital.
According to air traffic control records, the pilots had reported low rotor speed before their helicopter came down. Instead of landing the chopper immediately, they chose to keep flying to avoid civilian casualties.
President Tsai honored the 2 soldiers as heroes who sacrificed themselves for others.
The OH-58D helicopter crash on Thursday killed 2 Taiwanese soldiers, Army Major Jen-chuan and Captain Chia-lung. The military held a funeral service at the Hsinchu Armed Force Hospital Friday at noon. Soldiers from the 601 Brigade bid farewell to the men in a solemn ceremony.
Major Jen-chuan and Captain Chia-lung have died in the line of duty. This is a huge loss for our military, and we are filled with grief. When the 2 men realized that something was not right, they chose not to make a forced landing. They chose not to crash into the homes below and to cause more harm and death. They chose to turn the helicopter around. In doing so, they missed a chance to save themselves. They are our heroes.
President Tsai went into the hospital before the service. In her capacity as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, she made an incense offering and conveyed her condolences to the bereaved. Hsinchu Mayor Chien also visited the hospital. According to Defense Minister Yen-fa, the accident was caused by the failure of the helicopter's propellers. The commander of the 601 Brigade gave a report on the crash.
1 minute after they took off from the Hsinchu airstrip, they called the control tower reporting low rotor speed. After making the emergency call, they turned left 180 degrees for a forced landing. The aircraft had previously undergone 15 minutes of testing. Aircraft are pulled out for takeoff only if they clear testing.
Prior
to the crash, the pilot had reported a low rotor speed. He had prepared to make a forced landing. To avoid crashing into a residential area nearby, he spun the aircraft 180 degrees to the left. The aircraft ended up crashing west of the airbase's southern runway in a deadly explosion. 2 photos of the fallen soldiers were displayed at the memorial service. The central government has pledged to compensate the families of the victims. Hsinchu and New Taipei are also planning to set aside more than 1 million NT in compensation to help the families with the funeral arrangements.